if you thought that Wilds couldn't get any more perfect, I have 2 words for you.
Aptonoth! Confirmed!
Oh yes, the king of the herbivores is rightly where he should be. Hello, my fellow hunters then, and the last few days today, it's just Wilds everywhere, and it's the best. I'm so happy, I'm so excited. I just want to talk about everything with you guys endlessly. Who needs sleep when you've got Monster Hunter? But today, the focus is going to be on the new monsters to hunt, that really sounded better in my head. And every single one that we have confirmed in any shape or form to be appearing in Wilds. From new to returning, everything in between. There's nothing in between. Every monster is either new or returning. I just wanted to finish the expression. So let's go down the list and talk all 20. Yes, we are up to 20 confirmed monsters. And let's be honest, it's probably going to be 21 for a reason I'll talk about towards the end. But for now, let's jump right in, because we've got a lot of beautiful new faces to murder and wear.
To murder and what now?
You heard me. I'm going to turn you into a goddamn greatsword if it's the last thing I do. So let's start by blasting through everything we already knew about before all of the loveliness at Gamescom. First and foremost, we have doshaguma, who isn't doshaguma, and I am really sorry for heinously, constantly mispronouncing him already. I swear I don't do it deliberately. I'm just bad at words. It is still definitely Tigrex, though. In any case, yes, our lovely bear joining the fray in all his glory, in packs with the alpha. It's been the demo hunt to track him down and end him, and, well, there's nothing more that needs to be said. He is a fine addition. But not as fine as Chatacabra, our new amphibian devil Joey Chin. He's joining the lineup of incredible monster tongues, sticking rocks to his arms and punching us real good with them. He is bursting with personality, and I absolutely love him. Then we have Balahara, our oyster-eyed leviathan sand swimmer, sleek, and again quite the swarmer. Rivals with doshaguma, and just generally a creepy but awesomely designed leviathan that I am very excited to hunt. Past that, then, we have, obviously, Seikret. It might be friendly, it might be our mount, but it's certainly a large monster bird wyvern, and they are everywhere. We did see, by the way, various Seikrets with different equipment on. They were different colors. There was a white one, a more purple one, so I am very hopeful for Seikret customization that maybe you have to unlock as a secret. Secret. And yes, the baby secret that's absolutely adorable is something we can enjoy too, and maybe it's endemic life, put it in your caption net. I'm sure the locals will appreciate that. Anyway, we then move on finally to a returning monster in Rathalos that was soaring in at the initial reveal way back. So that takes us to 5, and then we have our Lala Barina, the new spider Temnoceran joining the fray, the rose blooming, the paralysis florets rain, the dancer moves, hence the barina ballerina, and just overall one of the most inspired, badass, creepy yet beautiful monster designs I think I've ever seen, and I really do think they are going to be in heavy contention for at minimum a top 10 spot for me. It's just an incredible looking fight and one of my most anticipated encounters by far. She is just wonderful, and it is so nice to get another spider with that little bit of ant fusion in the clawed hands, the scarlet forest, her home with the crimson web everywhere. It's just masterful. As masterful as Ray Dow, our apex of the Windward Plains, our railgun wyvern, who is impressive to say the least. Counting people left and right that have been trying to hunt him in the Gamescom demo, which is just wonderful to see. And of course, they would never caught me or Hollow or anything like that. He'd never do that. And he is phenomenal. Blasting the ground, creating the fulgurite pillars with the sheer strength of his strikes, and generally just being this elegant, golden, glowing storm riding god of a wyvern that still very much feels authentic within the ecosystem. Just seeing him wander around and have a drink from the oasis tells you all it needs to, that it's still very much Monster Hunter, and it has that soul that we fell in love with. Also, the fact that he's not the flagship and he's that cool is still insane. What is the flagship going to be? Then we move on to, a couple monsters we know exist, but we don't know what they look like. Actually, no, we know what one of them looks like. Congalala! Yes, he will be returning. We know this thanks to the Dual Blades weapon trailer. It is their standard armor. It's got the pink fur. It looks like the Congalala set. It's just Congalala. It would have to be one mighty coincidence for it to not be, and that's very, very nice. He definitely deserves a new gen incarnation. He's got lots of lovely quirky mechanics, and I imagine he might be a lower level threat in the Scarlet Forest. Following that then, we have the sort of plague doctor type purple brain glowing and pulsing in a hammer cage with the heart and ribs on the handle horror show of whatever this belongs to. It's a thing. Coloring would make me think, yes, poison, but it certainly still doesn't look like something that would belong in either the Windward Plains or the Scarlet Forest, so perhaps we do have a Rotten Vale-esque, more dark locale yet to be revealed that this thing stalks. Either way, it is gnarly. For its weapon designs to still have living body parts on display, the actual inspiration is going to be memorable, to say the least. As is our, again, unrevealed but confirmed to exist thanks to the Switch Axe reveals, the crab bug scythe ice monster that seemingly has skin wrapped around the weapon, so perhaps another skin wearer. I'm still leaning towards the idea of a bug, a full Neopteran, something to join Celtus Queen in her class, and God, I hope Celtus Queen ends up in Wilds somehow, but it does look like that. They look like claws. I still think it could go a few ways. Obviously, I'm leaning bug, but crab wouldn't surprise me. Maybe scorpion, maybe an entirely new skeleton. That's something we've not seen yet in Wilds, just an entirely new category of monster, and that's the thing I want to talk about at some point. But yeah, whatever this thing is, we know it's ice, we know it's obviously purple, we know it has some sort of affinity for skin being on it, and honestly, still kind of creepy from those descriptors. I cannot wait to find this one out. Then we move on to the smaller boys. We have ourselves the ones that we already knew about, the ceratonoth, our lightning rod herbivores roaming in herds across the Windward Plains, the dalthidon, the kestodon-esque cousin-looking ones with your big bony crest, that is lovely, the still yet unnamed new raptor that likes to leap on chatacabra and turf him with their gnarly sort of bony spiked heads, and they've got their little baby ones following them. That's really fun. I still hope they're hiding like a drone somewhere that we've not seen, but in general, they are a lovely raptor design. Following that, it's something we knew about, the new wingdrake, but now we've actually got a lovely close-up on it, and we know its name. It is Baunos, and it also looks quite vicious, honestly. Like a lot of the new small monsters, you can hook slinger parts off of it. In its case, it will give you sonic pods to use as sonic bombs against burrowing monsters like your balahara, so it's got that utility, and it's lovely to see it flying around and just add more depth to the wildlife. The same with one of my favorite new small monsters that we now also know the name of, Gyjos, the kind of iguana-y, crocodile-y lizard that hangs around near the water in the Windward Plains. It's got a bone saw-esque protrusion from its head that you can, again, rip off with the hook slinger, and then it will give you bleed pods to help with wounding monsters. I still think that's really mean to do a drive-by and rip a part of this thing's face for your own use. It doesn't deserve that. It's just a happy little lizard. But in any case, it's a really nicely designed small monster, and seeing it hunt down other ones is going to be really satisfying just watching it at work. Then we have ourselves Thunderbugs. They are back in their big, cloudy, shocky form. In the older gens, they used to be these big, glowing blue balls that would chase you round, paralyze you. You'd kill them like any small monster, and if you're lucky, get a sparkly on the ground to pick up, and they are represented as portable, natural shock traps, as you can agitate them, lure the monster in, and it will get the job done. Whether they'll actually drift and attack the player is less known, but hey, they definitely are a thing in Wilds. As this new unnamed kind of mosquito-y, beetle-y, neopteran small monster. It's definitely not a Hornitar or anything like that, and it very much looks gnarly. The kind of tendrils coming off it, almost like parasites coming out of its abdomen. I'm really not a huge fan of it. At the same time, I really, really like it. So they are going to be swarming around the Windward Plains, and I really hope there's a big version. But hey, it does mean that we do have bugs at least. And yes, we had Hornitar in World in Iceborne, but still, the skeleton is there, so our mystery Switch Axe armor weapon could definitely be, as I think, bug. Then, following that, we have Aptonoth, as I said at the start, spotted behind the tent. A shout out to a lovely patron by the name of Roaring Rex for pointing me in that direction. I, like I'm sure many of you, somehow completely missed that, despite spending all of the last 2 days examining every frame of footage I can find. The damn camouflage herbivore. In any case, yes, he is in. He's saddled in like a work animal here. He's obviously not roaming the Windward Plains, so maybe we'll have actual herds of them in a different locale, or it could just be like a baby Tetsu case where they're just in villages and they're not actually out there, but either way, they are in the game. So that's the current super 100% it's all happening. But there are a few more sort of likely ones that make sense based on what we've seen, but it's not technically 100%. The first up being, if we're going to get Congalala, then we're probably going to get the Congas, the small monster version, with him as his pack. That would make sense wherever he is. That's quite an easy one to suggest. Then, a little bit more, we have Rathian. If there's going to be Rathalos, there's going to be Rathian. Rathian's been in every monster in the game. She's a staple. She essentially can't miss one out. She is just Rathalos level in that sense. So, yes, let's be honest, likely we're going to be seeing a Rathian. After that, we have the scales on the armor that the bow player was using in their weapon spotlight. Now, the weapon is just the generic hope weapons that we now know what they're called, but the actual armor does have distinct monster scaling, and it doesn't really match any of the patterns we currently see. The lead theory that I think is quite solid and pretty much subscribed to is that it's a random small monster set themed like a guild armor, and that perhaps we've not seen that small monster yet. Lastly is very much the most stretchy of these, but one that I have a lot of hope for and really want to see come to fruition, and that's Yankut-Ku, given that we've seen it in doll form on the waist of the new characters as a little plushie. So, hey, maybe we're going to see a Yankut-Ku in like the Scarlet Forest or something. Please let that be the case. So, there you are. 20 monsters we know are going to be in Wilds, new, returning, and small, and a couple more that are food for thought. Let me know which ones you are currently most excited for, what's going to make up your likely top 3 if you had to choose from what we have, and why is it Chatacabra, Lala, Barina, and Raidao. But other than that, yeah, more, just more, you know, like more. Look forward to our own gameplay that we've got exclusively for you guys, as well as all of the questions we can at least answer to the best of our ability for you tomorrow. But for now, like you've enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.